Alright guys, back out at Eugene MX. This is session number 2 of practice for me today. Out here with the crew. Riding the 24 KX 450. I'm going to try to keep up with my buddy Josh today. Got beautiful blue skies today. It is in the 70s. Perfect riding conditions right now. See, there's starting to get to be a wee bit of dust, mainly on the part that everybody was staged in, waiting to come out for practice. So there's a little bit of dust out here on the track too. It gets a little dusty out here occasionally when you have beautiful blue skies like this. But they got lots of guys watering, they're doing their part, trying to take care of business. Like normal, this first lap I'm usually just out here trying to, you know, get loosened up a little bit, get the feel for it. I haven't ridden for about an hour, so I'm always a little slow out of the gate. They did make, we had enough guys to make a 30 plus class. So this is the class I'm riding in right now, which is very nice because there's much less people out here. Able to get a little bit of fresh air. Trying to keep up with the 119 a little bit on the KTM. He was flying though. He was absolutely ripping out there, so unable to get much footage of him in this one, but he came up and said hi. He recognized me from the channel, so always appreciate people coming over and saying hi. Guy was putting in some fast laps though. If he'd have slowed down, I could have got some video of him. Alright, we're getting lap 1 out of the way, getting ready to roll into lap 2. Starting to get loosened up a little bit here. Time to go. Josh putting down some heaters right now. Got a pretty good gap on me. I will say the track got a little bit rough today. It was a lot of accelerating bumps coming out of the corners, and before the jumps it kind of got some potholes in it, so to speak. Made for some interesting conditions compared to the last time I was out here, where it was just kind of buttery smooth. Of course, this new little hip jump's kind of fun. This tabletop that's about as good as I get it most of the day. That's one of the things I need to start working on, is trying to get my timing down a little bit better. I tend to under jump more than over jump because, yeah, over jumping scares me. And, you know, neither one of them are great, but to perfectly downside stuff every time is really something I'm not very good at. It's one of the things I need to get better at, and definitely have some improvement since I've been riding so much moto the last year and a half, 2 years. I feel like I'm much more confident in many aspects of track riding. This is more track time than I've ever spent my entire life. Even back in the day when I was a kid and I thought I was a motocross racer, we just simply didn't have a lot of tracks around my area to go practice at. And of course, you know, my parents working for a living, wasn't able to always go hit every track in the, you know, vicinity. So it was usually a head up for a race to a track you'd never ridden at, and usually crash and break a bone. Because I really was never very good at it, but still not good at it, but still love it. You know, 40 years of riding dirt bikes, and I just glad I'm still here. And really probably riding better than I ever have. Definitely riding smarter. I don't push it like I used to. I don't put a lot of pressure on myself to get the bigger jumps down. I do want to get the jumps down that I should be getting for my skill level, but you know, I'm not going to win any Supercross titles or, you know, anything crazy like that. So I don't need to be taking big risks. And I think that's one of the things I do like about Eugene too. I just feel like it's pretty safe. There's lots of traction. The jumps are well designed in my opinion. And you know, you're still riding your dirt bike, you can get hurt anywhere, but I don't know. This is a pretty good track for us older guys that don't want to get hurt. Starting to get Josh in my sights. Took a couple of laps. Guy's shredding today. But yeah, we'll see if we can't catch up to him here. Remind him who's boss. It's been great having Josh come out to the tracks with me. This is, you know, he's ridden Moto 541 a bunch with me, and he's probably been there as many times as I have. And you know, he's starting to venture out, do some track days, you know, that are a little further away. He has obligations that makes it hard for him to stay overnight, but yeah, maybe one of these days we'll be able to get him out there for a whole weekend of riding dirt bikes. Able to squeeze by him there, and then come down a little nose heavy off the tabletop there. Not my greatest move, but I know Josh would love nothing more than to be able to pass me back. So I gotta keep the power down at least for the next couple of turns. Josh being the youngster of the group, running around 37, I think he said. So yeah, I like to remind him that I still got some mad skills, buddy. Yeah, this session was awesome. It was, like I said, 30 plus, and I don't think everybody realized they had a 30 plus class, so I think a lot of people rode the big slow bikes, and we really had the track. I haven't had this much clean air at Eugene MX probably ever. Usually there's a bunch of guys out here. And in the next session, I don't know if more people showed up or some of the youngsters jumped into the older bike class or what, but it's definitely more crowded in the next session, but still better to split it up into two. I don't get the tabletop there. Like I said, it's pretty rough in front of the jumps, and I struggled with that a little bit, finding a really good line. I was trying to maneuver my way around the accelerating bumps, just because I don't want the bike to get out of whack going off the face of one of these jumps, because that's when bad things happen. But we're all riding the same track, so you know, no excuses. But I definitely was trying to find some smoother lines. And Josh keeping me honest here, he's still right on me. Man, jumping all the way to the bottom of that hurts my wrist every time. Just watching it makes me wince. Got a little bit of a gap here, so I'm going to take a Take a quick breather. Yeah, you can see that's about as good as I get that tabletop. Just kind of bounces you into some ruts, and I wouldn't call it sketchy, but you definitely felt like I had to be on my toes through that section. See, I'm kind of trying to work in a more of an inside line here, just to help squeeze past some of the guys that aren't going quite as fast as I am. And not that I'm going fast, but just to try to find another passing lane. It's really one line through there, so trying to open it up a little bit. And it worked, you know, to varying different degrees of workingness. I don't think that's what I was trying to say, but you get the picture. Working on some outsides a little bit. I need to start pulling these inside lines here and seeing if I can still get over these jumps. I think the Kawasaki KX450 can get me over them. Yeah, I'm gonna try the outside here. I don't normally do this outside. I don't think it's faster, but definitely lets you take a little bit of a break, so to speak. But anyhow, I think that's about all I got for this one. So if you've watched this far, I really do appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for watching. Until the next one.